Good morning. This is Jason Dean coming back at you for another Film Fanatic show. It has it's been a while since I've done a show. I've been just got back into town. Today is Tuesday, and I got back into town Sunday night. So I was on I went on a tour with a band that I play with, and it was great. A lot of driving, super fun. Really great gigs. The gigs were fun. Really great bunch of dudes. The name of the band is Bookhead Sweet Tooth, and kind of like a cool combo of blues and soul, a little bit of funk and rock. It's mostly all original music, but so we did a tour, and we have one more show left, which is tomorrow in Portland, and it was great. It's been fun. It's been definitely an adventure. The last show will be tomorrow, and it's in Portland, Maine. So I've been away from Film Fanatic for a little over a week or so, so I haven't been able to do any shows. So this is the first show back. So very excited to continue talking about movies because it's an awesome thing. But in the meantime, I hadn't got a chance to watch any movies, obviously, because we were driving a lot on the road. So very much looking forward. Tonight will be the night that I get to kind of settle in and actually watch a movie or two. So I'm really excited. But where I left off the night before we left for our trip, I did watch a movie, and I wanted to do a show right before I left. Right after I watched it. Generally, what I do for this channel and for most of these videos, I usually watch whatever movie it is, whether it's a newer movie or a movie I've bought, movie maybe I've seen before, which is, lately it's been the case because I bought a bunch of movies about 3 weeks ago or a month ago, and I've been slowly, watching all of them, but then doing shows on them. And typically, what I do for Film Fanatic is I usually watch the movie, whatever it is, and then I do a show on. I usually try to do that just because, and the experience is still fresh, and I have a pretty good, you know, my judgment and I feel like I'm a little bit more focused because I just had that experience. So typically that's what I do. But this movie, I've never seen it before, and I was really blown away. I've heard of it, and I had bought this movie at Opera House Video it was in June, early June. Opera House Video did a big sale, which is something I really look forward to. They do these big street sales they've done about four of them. They did two this year and then two last year, and I bought a shit ton of movies. And basically, Opera House Video is the last and only video store that still exists here in Maine. And I went and bought a pretty good amount of movies. I didn't have a lot of time to shop when I was there because I had to catch a ferry to go play a gig that was overnight. But I went in the earlier part of the morning, and I managed to sneak up, and I got some really great movies. And this movie is just I don't know how else to describe it, but it's a masterpiece, and that is The Sword of Doom. This is a really beautiful collection. It's a Criterion collection. There's no special features on here, which is really, really, really surprising, being that it's a Criterion collection movie. It's typically, Criterion. Whenever you buy a Criterion collection, it's loaded with special features. Typically, when you buy a Criterion collection, like I said, Criterion is very expensive usually when you buy them, especially Blu-rays. They still sell DVDs, but pretty much, as far as I know, Criterion is all Blu-rays and 4Ks now. And so generally they're very, very expensive. But this movie is one of the greatest samurai movies I've ever seen. It came out in 1969, or sorry, 1966. Wow, just mind blowing. It was directed by Kayachi Okamada. It came out in 66, February of 66. This movie is. I'm a huge fan of martial arts movies, huge fan of samurai movies. Of course, Akira Kurosawa is one of my favorite directors, known for, probably most well known for The Seven Samurai, one of the greatest samurai movies ever made. The samurai genre is a massive genre of films. Kurosawa is probably in that style probably the most prolific. I have never seen this movie, but I was just blown away. And it's basically about this tale of this vicious, uh, just incredibly cold-hearted samurai warrior who is basically undefeatable. He travels and gets into these battles and scenarios where he is completely ruthless, and nothing can stand up against him. And he's committed. The whole movie kind of follows his journey, but he's such a cold-hearted kind of a bastard in the movie. He he kills everything in sight, basically everything and everyone who challenges him. Doesn't stand a chance. He and eventually the interesting thing about this movie is it's a character. Not only is the the fight scenes, the choreography is just astounding, and to think that this movie came out in '66, it's just wild, just incredible. The cast is just amazing. It stars Tatsu Nakadi, Toshiro Mutini, Muchio Errante, Yuzu Kayama, Kei Satato, Teru Nakamura, and Yoko Naiti. The movie basically and like what I was saying was that the movie is centered around this lone samurai warrior who is basically the greatest warrior that is in existence. And he's a very cold-hearted, kind of ruthless character, and he's basically just like a stone killer. And basically, the movie follows his journey, but it also gets into territory where it's like kind of a character study, and you get to understand, even though he's like this kind of lone wolf character, you get to understand that he's done all of these pretty terrible things, and he's killed all of these people. And but you start seeing him towards the kind of the end of the film, where the the second, say the late part of the second act, you start seeing that he is actually uh, suffering greatly, because he's does have this sense of remorse of all of the people he's basically killed. And it's really good. It's pretty amazing, and yet he is still this killing machine. And there is this incredible battle scene at the end of the film where it's amazing. I can't believe I've never seen this movie before, and I was completely blown away by it. And I can't believe it came out in 1966. So ahead of its time, such a beautiful movie. It's all black and white. Again, it's a Criterion Collection, and I was surprised that there's no special features. There's not even any commentary tracks, which I was really surprised by. But nevertheless, it's still a really beautiful transfer. I think I got this for $2 at Opera House Video. I have a pretty good amount of Criterion Collection movies. I have quite a few DVDs, and I have a few Blu-rays. I generally don't buy Criterion that much because they are amazing. I typically stay away from Criterion a lot when it comes to Blu-rays, just because the prices are pretty insane, and they've extended their catalog. They have even more of a diverse collection. But when I come across them, especially if it's DVD, I'll snag them up. And if I come across Blu-rays, I will too. And I do have quite a few. But this DVD Criterion is really, really awesome. Although, again, it doesn't have any special features, which would have been really awesome. But it's beautiful. It's a gorgeous film. It's all black and white. The transfer is amazing. I I'm really surprised that I've never seen this before, but man, it's amazing. It's one of the best samurai movies I've ever seen, and it's super brutal as all hell. And to think that this came out in '66, it's a really great character study. It's yeah, it's just so badass. Like it's such a badass movie. I love this movie. So uh yeah, so I'll be back to pretty much a regular schedule of doing these shows. So I'm back to having. I'm home now, so it'll be a lot easier for me to do these videos and I'm back to watching movies after having a week of not or so a week or so of not watching movies. I kind of start going into like this like weird withdrawal thing. It's pretty funny, but the Sword of Doom. What a masterpiece this movie is. First time viewing, I had heard about this movie, but so psyched. And Opera House Video, such a great place. One of my I think it's a treasure, and I just think it's so awesome that what they do, what they're able to do with these sales and sell like just really great movies for super cheap and help beef up my collection. So so thanks again, and we will see you next time. Peace.